Web application is an application program that is stored on a remote server and delivered over the internet through a browser interface. Okay, so you need to use any browser, like you need to use Chrome, you need to use you can use Safari, you can use the Microsoft Internet Explorer, or any browser you can use for this one. So now the topic is design of webs. So we will discuss the designing part of the web, how we are doing. So you can see here, 1 minute, let me pick the one. What is happening this one? Okay. So when we emphasize web app design, the scenarios are when content and functions are complex. Whenever the content and functions are complex, then we'll go for this one. Content complex, functions complexity is there. Complexity means now directly you are not able to design. Directly you are not going to not able to implement the systems. Complexity is there. For to reduce the complexity, you go for the designing. First you design, then go ahead for the next steps. So when the size of the web app encompasses hundreds of the content objects, functions and analysis classes. See, whatever page you are having, your web page will be there. The page, web page means first page or any a number of, it will be consist of a number of pages that we call the web pages. So it will have some, you need to identify the analysis classes, what are the different functions are there, and different content objects means whatever content you are writing, you will create the like this. Okay, you break logically, you will break the pages and you put the content here like that. Some functionality is there, searching. Okay, and if any other like any web transaction portal is there, so you will be having the make payment, so many, and filling the forms or any type of calculations. If you are having the LIC or this type insurance websites will be there, so some functions will be there, like you can calculate the what will be the EMI, what will be the final your lump sum money if you are giving a specified uh, amount of money as an installment for a fixed period of time, then what will be the lump sum. So these different calculation you can get there. So next, when the success of the web app will when the success of the web app is will be will keep a direct impact on the success of the business. So now whatever working is there in your business, it is heavily dependent upon your web app. So if web app is in your core, in the core, it is a main backbone of your business, then what you will do? If that is not working, then your business is not going to flourish, and not it is not going to survive. So what you will do in those cases, the web apps designing becomes very compulsory. Say for example, all the business in the online shopping websites are done through the websites. Say for Amazon, Flipkart, Shopclue, so many websites are there. OLX is there. So what is you can see? So in these, your total Ola, Uber is there. Okay. So what is happening here? Your total entire business depends upon this one only. If this system fails, your business is directly going to be impacted. So it is mandatory. If this is this much of the dependency is in business over the web apps, so why not we should go for the foolproof and accurate design, so that we can to avoid any type of problem in the next coming future. So design web quality. Okay, So in the design, web quality we need to maintain how. So security must be there. Security options, security aspects you need to consider in the designing of the web while you are designing. So this one, rebuff external attacks, means whatever attacks are happening, if attacks are coming on your websites, then what you will do? You have to deny those attacks. You have to mitigate those attacks. Okay. Exclude unauthorized access. Whatever, if unauthorized access is there, you exclude. Don't allow. Means for that, what we use the registration kind of thing. User ID will be there. Okay, user ID, and you will be having the password. And first you have to register over those websites, then your personal information, whatever information will be there, so that it can confirm the authenticity. It will not allow the unauthorized access. Unauthorized access will be done for only visiting purpose only. Not unauthorized means without registration, the persons can come and visit only. If accessibility means if you are going to make some changes, you can say for example online shopping is there, then definitely it needs your authorizations. You are authentic or not. It may ask your mobile number, it will send some OTP, and then you will uh, submit your OTP in the confirmation box, then it will allow you. So ensure the privacy of the user. This is also very big concern nowadays, and it has been always the point of concern for the privacy of the user or customers. So okay, so what is happening now? You are all, using the website or any portal. Say I told now you need to, for authentication you need to user ID and password. So user ID and password you need, then for that you need to register over the websites. You have to give your name, email ID, and so many informations. Minimum information you need to pass. So whatever interaction you are doing through the web app, your information will be stored over the web app. It will be stored over the web app. Then what will happen? Because now it is stored, so later on what can be done? Later on the website owner or any person, he can use for different purposes. He can do the so many analysis and customer profiling, so many things are there. So what is happening generally, these web app owner or whoever business is running, they are getting the information from the user. So what they can do, they can give the data to the analyst. They can do the analysis. Okay, if they are not able to do the analysis, they can give this to the third party for analysis. So they will do the analysis, then there is a chance of the privacy invasion of the customers. Those information can be revealed. So that is also very compulsory aspect that need to be okay handled in the web app design. So for maintaining the privacy, so many methods are used, like maintaining the anonymity, whatever name is there. Okay, they can convert the name with some other common terms or with numbers. Okay, except the original numbers. So whoever third party is doing the analysis, he will not be able to understand who is that person. Okay, so many things are there. So availability, the measure of the percentage of time that a web app is available for use. So this is also very important thing. Availability means whatever web app is there, you design it in such a way that the availability must be 100% for the customers or for the users. Availability means the time. If availability means if I want to purchase something over the online shopping, I went to Flipkart, but in Flipkart what is happening? Oh, website is down, not available. Then the problem will come, na? Then I will move to others. Okay, scalability. Can the web app and systems with which it is interfaced handle significant variations? in user or transaction volume. Scalability means as per the demands what you are doing, you are increasing the facility in your websites, or you are interfacing different components. So what is happening in that, the scalability should not give the uh, variation in such a way that can affect the applications. So significant, a little variation is okay with that is the acceptable level, but it should not reflect more. Time to market. Time to market means whenever you develop any website, it needs to be goes to the end users. So that time we need to consider, it should be very less. Next, time, how much have a website changed since the last upgrade. So this is also one point that need to be considered. What is happening here, if you are frequently changing your websites, okay, so user have their perceptions. If Flipkart changes or Amazon changes entirely his interface, then you will not be able to you will not be able to identify, you may feel some problem. How much has a website changed since the last upgrade? Okay, okay, the changes, how much percentage the changes is happening, that is also a point of consideration in the point of view of end users. So these points from the point of end users, we need to see these quality dimensions. Next is the, how do you highlight the parts that have changed? Okay, making the highlight of the changes. Next, structural. How well do all the parts of the website hold together? Means how they are tightly kept together. Uh, are all links inside and outside of the website is working? Sometimes what happens, some links are there in the websites, okay, and it is not working, it is not working. So this may this give the wrong impression or bad impression towards the customer. Next one is the, do all the images work? Sometimes what happens, image not found or image is not displaying there, it happens. So content, okay, are there parts of the website are there parts of the websites that are not connected? Okay, sometimes it happens, some pages are there but they are not connected, we are not even able to navigate there, but it is still there. Next, content. So three things you can see here, time, structure. Next one is the content. Content also plays a very important role. Okay, content means whatever the user will take the action, it will depend upon the whatever information he will get, it is the content which will provide. So structure means it will give the design part, it will give the arrangement of the structuring of the pages. So the content, does the content of critical pages match what is supposed to be there? Means what, some heading you have kept and you are writing there the contents, you are writing some contents. So are this heading and whatever content you are writing, okay, is it matching? Do key phrases exist continuously in a high changeable pages? Key phrases means you are making some changes in the pages, but some key phrases that makes the sense of the whole content or the pages, they exist or not? Do critical pages maintain quality content from the version to version? Whatever versioning you are doing, versioning means we are making the frequent changes of one after another. So what is happening here? So version to version means today I have written something, later on I change something and next version now created. Okay, so what is happening? Critical pages maintain quality content. So those are very important. Like you are having the home page, okay, you have the home page, front page is there, that is very critical. Whatever design you will keep there, that will directly impact. So here, do critical pages maintain quality contents? that quality. Okay, you need to consider, you need to think about the quality contents also. What about the dynamically generated web HTML pages? Dynamically generated web HTML pages, those are having frequently changing you are doing, okay, in the pages. So how you will handle that contents? In the news environment, you can say dynamically they are changing frequently. How you are managing those things? So these 3 points are important from the end user dimensions, quality dimensions we need to maintain. From which directions? From the user's point of view. From the user point of view. Next one is the quality dimension for end user, the accuracy and consistency. Are today's copy of the page is downloaded the same as the yesterday's? Close enough? Okay, if you have downloaded today's page, means web page, generally we can save the web pages also. So what is happening here, you need to see whether, okay, whether the pages are close enough, means the changes, accuracy is there. Okay, is there is the data presented accurate enough? Accuracy is compulsory. Don't give the inaccurate data. So, and how do you know? That is the important. That methodology, that also you need to say. So for quality content, uh, some some confidence and some level of confidence we have to put into the user, so that they can rely on the content. Okay, the content is there. Suppose some websites are there. Okay, if you go there, then you can say that okay, this the content is authenticated. Say for example, you want some information about the government statistics. So where you will go? You go the you will go to the government websites. Some data also can be kept in other websites also. Those people, they can copy and kept there and at their own place, and you are visiting there. Then because they are copying, they can manipulate also. But if you are going on the government websites, okay, for the government statistics like population data, any this time some disease in pandemic is running, corona COVID-19. So those data you will get from the government, that will be a authenticated kind of things. So you can see, you can rely, you can give the reliance to the reliability to the users. Response time and latency. Response times means, and that is also very important from the interaction point of view by the users. So that does the website server respond to a browser request within a certain parameters? Means some fixed period of time you fix, and you have asked for some pages, you posted some query, but it is not responding, it is taking time, okay, for responding. Then this is not good for the web app. So response time and latency is a very major issue, and it is also a quality parameter that you need to consider while designing. In an okay, in an e-commerce context, how is the end-to-end response time after a submit is happening? So end-to-end means, suppose you submitted some transactions, you made some transaction, you recharge your mobile, or you paid some amount for the online amount for that ticket, or you purchase any product. So what is happening end to end here? How? So response time after a submit button, you will get your payment is successful, or what, your payment is failed. So this type of message should be there. It should come with so that it will, and it should be within the time. It should not take much more time. So are there parts of the site that are so slow, the user declines to continue working on it? Okay, so some So these sometimes this is also there in the websites. Some portions are there you are accessing, but it is not it is declining. It is not answering to you. So are there parts of a site that are so slow? Okay, user declines to continue working on it. So you can manage those portions of your websites so that you can retain your users, otherwise they will leave. Okay, so performance is browser web and website web browser connections quick. That is also the connection should be quick immediately. Suppose you are using this team software, Microsoft Team software you are using, and what is happening, it is taking too much time to connect, so it is not good, it is not good. Okay, how does the performance vary by time of day, by load and usage? So this is also very important aspect. This heavily depends upon the number of users per day or per hour or particular instance of time. Okay, and usage, and what is the load of usage, how much they are using, what contents they are accessing, that also bandwidth, so many issues that also comes that need to be considered. Say for example Flipkart na, in the festive season when shopping or a major website, when the shopping seasons comes, what happens, their performance may degrade definitely. Why? Because so many persons will come over the websites. So because it works in the time sharing environment, the server will respond late. It will take time to get the response from the server for the user as per their searched query. What you can do, that can be managed by the load balancing of the by load balancing. Okay, they can redirect some users to the different locations over the different servers, so that it can the performance can't be degraded. So is performance adequate for the e-commerce applications, that you need to consider. So many quality aspects are there. So how many is there? 1 2 3. See, time, structure, content, and accuracy and consistency, response time and latency, and this is the performance. So these parameters, the quality dimensions are there for end users. You need to keep in mind at the time of designing. So web app design goals. What are the web app design goals? There must be consistency. Consistency not in one terms, in different terms. So content should be constructed consistently. So you have to see the contents are consistently corrected, means consistently you have to see their quality of the content, their sentence arrangement. Okay, so many things are there that consistently need to maintain. Graphic design aesthetics should present a consistent look across all parts of the websites. You can see here, see, like my website is there, you can you can observe here what is happening. See here, consistency is there, means you can see here this portion. If I switch from one website one page to another page, some jumping is coming, the content is coming here. Okay, consistent graphical, like see here, the font size or font type is different. Here are different, consistency is not there in the heading. So many things are there that you need to consider like this. So graphic designs should present a consistent look across all parts of the web app. So architectural design should establish templates that lead to a consistent hypermedia structure. Okay, so you know what is the hypertext? We have the hypertext. Okay, can anybody tell what is hypertext? Hypertext.
HTML.
HTML.
Yes, sir.
Okay, HTML is hypertext. Any other answer? What is hypertext? How it is different from the text? No, text is there. Text and hypertext.
It relating from one section to another section.
Sir, hypertext means links, links to other text.
Yes, yes, yes. Links to other text. See, text,
Other text.
text means if I say here, this is a text, huh? This text is written. Hypertext means if I make a hyperlink over this one, so if I will click now, it will lead to, it will redirect to other locations for which location you have prepared this as a hypertext. Okay, so this is the hypertext. So that is in this way the text and hypertext differs. And for this page, for this purpose, we make the hyperlinks. Okay, hyperlinking we do. See here. Then hypermedia means how it is different. Hypermedia. Hypermedia means like hypertext. Here this term is now replaced with the text is replaced with the media. So in hypermedia there will be different. Yeah, there will be text. It may be the audio, video, graphics, animations, different things will be there. Okay, then that you will make the hyperlink. That is the hypermedia. So that will also be part of your websites. How you are managing, they are consistently there or not there. So like this one, architectural design should establish templates that lead to a consistent hypermedia structures. Consistency you have to maintain between these different hypermedia like text, audio, video, graphics, animations. Okay, these many things are there. Next, interface design. Interface design means whatever web you are having, definitely you need to have one interface. Interface is the point of interaction for the customer with the system. He will only interact with that only. So what is there? So interface should define consistent mode of interaction, navigation, and content display. So for that, what you will do? You need different mode of interaction. You will make the hyperlink. You may make the reverse, go back, okay, forward, click here. So many ways you use to navigate into the websites. That work as a interface. So navigation mechanism, whatever you are using. Okay, so navigation mechanism I told that is also very much related. Navigation mechanism, you are making hyperlinks. Hyperlinks. You are connecting the pages and to move across the pages. So navigation mechanism should be used consistently across all the elements. Next one, the design goals identity. Okay, next one is the identity. Establish an identity that is appropriate for the business purpose. Identity means why identity is required for web app, because you will identify that. See, in a virtual world, in the web world, where there is nothing physical, everything is a working. It is a virtual world where the identity also very important aspect that you need to make. Like Facebook has made its identity. If you that F symbol, you will say and that color. Okay, then you will identify, okay, this is related to that. So like this, you need to make the identity. So establish an identity that is appropriate for business purpose. So robustness, the user expects robust content, okay, accurate content, okay, quality content, and functions, whatever functionality are there in your system that relevant to that content. And relevant to the user's needs. So if particular website, say for example, you are searching some notes, you are searching for notes for some particular topic, and you are getting well organized as per your requirement. Content quality is also good, okay, and it serves your purpose. Then what you will say? So robust content is there, quality content is there. So it is serving your expectations. So user expects robust content, okay, and functions that are relevant to the user's need, okay. So robust means it the content whatever. If I say for your notes for particular topic, it should be widely accepted also, good and widely acceptable. So this also varies as per your need. So how much the need, users need, it is fulfilling, that makes the addition to the robustness. Navigability, designed in a manner that is intuitive and predictable. So navigability means traversing within the pages from one location to another location you are going, okay. So that should be intuitive, means it should whatever look which location you are doing, you are there, it should be predictable, whatever wherever you will next go. So like in the website you are on the home page, so predictability, what will be the next page to go, or whenever you are in the inside the pages. So what you can predict, you can will go next or you will go back, or some option is there. Suppose one portion is there, one portion is there, like payment you are doing. So what you will do next, you will make the payment. You have selected some products, added to your cart. Then what is the next? Predictability, you will go for the payment option, cash on delivery, whatever is there. Visual appeal, the look and feel of the content, interface, layout, color coordination, okay, the balance of text, graphics and other media, navigation mechanism must appeal to end user. So this represents the, okay, how attractive the interface, the look and feel you are making to your web page, okay, so that it make the persons to use in a very friendly manner. So this should be there. So for that, whatever how you will arrange the content in an interface layout, how you will prepare color coordination, you will make in color coordination. I told you make the color coordination, like if you are using some, see my background here, whatever page you are watching here, it is white, okay. If I write this one, if I, you can see here, if I write some, like if I write from the white page, so see white, I've seen you are not able to see anything. If I write over here, so that is the light color background and light color fonts, color foreground. It will now make distinctions between two. So what you will do? You have to choose. If light is there, then you need to choose the for extension the dark color. Though your background is now dark, the background is dark, then what you will do? If the background is dark, you will use which one? If background is dark, then you will use the light colors over the foreground. So this type of color coordination must be there, okay. The balance of text must be there, okay, how you are organizing the text in a length and width, graphics, whatever graphics you are using, hypermedia. So many things are there. This is related to the look and feel of the page. Compatibility with all appropriate environments and configurations. So whatever web page you have designed, it should be compatible to different whatever appropriate environment is there and configuration is there. Say for example, I designed one website, okay, that is not working, the display is not good in some of the some kind of web browsers. Say for example, it is working for Chrome and it is working for Mozilla Firefox, But if I am opening it in the Internet Explorer, it is not working properly. The contents or the layouts are not distorting, or they are disengaging from one place to another place, they are scattering. So this type of problem is there, and you have also felt this type of problem, compatibility problem, or this issue when you are making the payments, or you are submitting some forms, government forms or any. Sometimes they recommend, they write what they write: use the Mozilla Firefox of this version, this page, this website or this page is work well in this environment, or recommended for using the Google Chrome, or recommended for using the Internet Explorer of version this lesser greater than this one. So what are these compatibility? So these compatibility you need to also consider with all appropriate environment and configurations you need to consider, so that you can make the work easy for the user's point of view. So next one is what is the next? Next is the web app interface design. So what is the web app interface design? This already we covered in the previous lecture, in interface design, user interface design. But now here we will discuss specifically for the web app. Okay, so next first point is the where am I when you are using the web apps. So this is very important to know where you are currently in the web app. The interface should provide an indication of the web page that has been accessed. Okay, inform the user of his or her location in the content hierarchy. So definitely you need to know where you are there in the web app, at which page, which locations, and it provide an indication of the web app that has been accessed, and it also tell whatever pages, whatever web pages you have accessed. Sometimes color changes. If you visit some pages, its color changed. So this type of facility is there. You may come across. You have seen many times. You have observed also. Just we are discussing here. What can I do now? Okay, the interface should always help the user understand his current options. So what functions are available there? Okay, what links are live, and what content is relevant. So it will tell what user can do there. So different options will be there. You can do that one. We see whatever discussion we are doing here in this web app applications design, you consider the any website, okay, in your mind, then you will be able to understand this whole lecture. Okay, so because we are our discussion completely heavily dependent upon the web apps. So where have I been? Where am I going? So the interface must facilitate navigations. So if you are in a current position, some at current locations, you can go within the page. You can traverse within the page. Suppose here I am there. So you can go top, you can go bottom. Okay, you can go forward, you can go reverse. Some point of interaction is there. If you are having home option is there or anything, you click directly, you will redirect to the first page or home page. Okay, like this. So provide a map. For that, what you can do, you can generally good websites also they provide the site maps. In site maps, all the hierarchical structure of the pages, how they are connected to each other, they are there. You can go there. So you can fix your locations. You can also go for the different contents where it is there. So it provides a, so what you can do, you provide a map implementation in a way that it is easy to understand, and you provide the map in hierarchical structure like tree structure kind of thing, the user can understand easily. Okay, don't make that again too much complicated. Where the user has been and what paths may be taken to move elsewhere within the web app. Okay, so from the map you can understand at which place is there, how where you can go and how you can come exit whatever is there. Sometimes search option is there in so many websites. Search within the website search option is there, so you can go and you can search. So you can search here, you can put the content, you can search the contents within the page, you can go at that locations. So next one, effective web app interfaces. So in effective web app interfaces, what you will see here, so Bruce Tognozy has suggested something. Okay, effective web app interfaces how you can build. So effective interfaces are visually apparent and forgiving. Okay, and what is this? Instilling in their user a sense of control. User quickly see the breadth of their options. Okay, in which direction he can move, and grasp how to achieve their goals and do their work. So in effective interface, apparently means what is mean of which is not you have clearly mentioned, but what next I will do. Okay, forgiving means you can redo and undo the task also, and it is inculcating in their users a sense of control. It is introducing a sense of control in the users. Okay, and user very easily, very quickly see the bread, what are the different options are there. So this should be considered for effective interface. Effective interfaces do not concern the user with the inner working of the system. So whatever interface you are preparing, so what is there, you work is carefully and consistently saved with full options for the user to undo any activity at any time. So this type of activities, any type of activity you did, you can undo and you can redo. These options are always there in the websites for effective communications, for effective interfaces. So whatever work is there, so generally what is happening whenever you are submitting, you can observe this problem or this effectiveness in the websites when you are submitting any page. You are submitting any page or you are applying for some post, or you are applying anywhere you are making the registration. So what is the good way? You have started the registrations, you went you have put your email ID and your name and very basic preliminary things, and then you started filling the different very lengthy application is there. Now we are filling your education background, your work, whatever work you did, whatever experience are there, so many things you are entering. Think about the scenario, if some point of time what is happening, internet connections got disconnected or any problem came, so what you will do, your all the effort will be wasted. So in the interface design sometimes also happen, auto save options is there, or the in between one option is there, save. Up to now whatever you entered the details you can save there. Okay, in contrast to the, you fill all the details, you submit, then it will be saved, otherwise it will go away. So this is not acceptable. So for effective design, that options should be there. Nowadays many websites, in many registration form, I have also experienced this type of facilities there. You can save one page, and for that what they are doing, they are segregating the content, the into different blocks. First phase, basic information. Next one, the suppose basic information is there, then academic information, then you can put the work experience, whatever research you did, these different things. Then final payment option for the submission of the job, whatever is there. So this type you can save this page. If you want to leave there, your page will be saved up to these locations. Okay. So effective applications and services perform a maximum of work while requiring a minimum of information from the users. So for effective application, what you, if you ask so many information from the user will leave your web page or your application. He will not come again, or he will just come and so you have also experienced this type of activity. Whenever you are searching something, some content you are searching, and whenever you are going to access those, immediately is asking make the registration, make the register first, then you access. Then what you will do? He will immediately leave and you will go for some other locations. Okay, if you are not, so for that some guest faculty facility, guest user facility must be there, anybody can access. Then if you want the information in more detail, sophisticated information, then the further registration part can be done. So interface design principles for the web apps. Anticipations. Anticipation means a web app should be designed so that it anticipates the user's next move. Okay. So anticipation means if some particular user is, we know, suppose I am here at slide number 10 and I have written here 1 interface design principle 1, slide number 1, principle 1. Then what is my next move? Principle 2. Okay, interface design principle 2. So a web page should be designed so that it anticipates the uses next move. Communication. The interface should communicate the state of any activity initiated by the user. So that status is also compulsory. Suppose if I say you are transferring, you are downloading some pages, you are downloading some video from the YouTube or any. So what is happening? You can see the downloading status. You can see downloading will be written and how much content you downloaded, that will progress bar will be there. So this type of, okay. So the interface should communicate the status of any activity initiated by the user. Okay, if you have submitted some form, you are uploading some video, so it will tell the status, oh, this much percentage of 50%, okay, 30% work is done, like this one. Next one is the consistency. Consistency means the use of navigation controls, whatever navigation control, different, we use the different variety of applications, icons. Okay, we use the menus, we can use the icons. Okay, checkbox, radio button, so many things are there for navigations. Sorry, not checkbox, the selection is there. That is also navigate for, if you check I, sometimes it is written I accept, I agree, then you can go ahead. So these type of constraints are there. So consistency should be there. Consistency means use of different menus, icons in a hyperlinks in a consistent way, and aesthetics like selection of color and making of the layouts of the pages. These consistency should be there in your interface. Next, control autonomy. So control autonomy means the interface should facilitate user movement throughout the web page, but it should show in a manner that enforces the navigation conventions that have been established for the applications. Whatever navigation conventions you made, navigation conventions you have made means, if I say this type, so you will go forward. If I say this one, go backward, some this type of option is there, then undo, then redo, like some conventions are there. Okay, next one is the efficiency. Efficiency means with less effort by the users. with very less effort by the users, the work can be completed with very little actions over the pages. So the design of web app and its interface should optimize the works efficiency, not the efficiency of the web designer who designs and builds it, or the client server environment that executes it. Okay, interface design principle to focus. The web app interface and the content it presents should stay focused on the user task. I think we are getting late now. 2 minutes or 3 minutes are there. Let's sleep. Next one is the Fitts law. Fitts law means this says the time to acquire a target is a function of the distance and the size of the target. So whenever you look any websites now, immediately you look here in the left top corner. So this is your first starting point. So this guides the predictions how the user movement will be done within the page. So Fitts law say if he is having one object of this width, this is the size, and we can say it is a size with W, and you are at this location. So this will be the distance. Distance means this will do. So your navigation, how the movement prediction will be done. It can be done with the formula, that is, it is a function of D stand for distance and W is the object size. So Fitts law, time to acquire a target is function of the distance and the size of the target. Human interface. Yeah.
Time up, sir.
Who is going to take next classes?
Sir, aptitude, sir.
Okay. So we'll continue in the next lecture, this one. Okay, we are ending this session today. So these interface, we'll discuss this one again, interface design principle third and aesthetic design. Then we'll discuss the content design. Okay, these things we will discuss later on. Okay, so now we are ending this one.